Now, the International Court of Justice has ordered Myanmar to protect Rohingya Muslims and prevent further acts of genocide. The UN's top court has rejected arguments from State Counsellor Aung San Suu Kyi.
Now, it says Myanmar must abide by the 1948 Genocide Convention.
The Rohingya people remain at serious risk of genocide. Myanmar has not presented to the court concrete measures aimed specifically at recognizing and ensuring the right of the Rohingya to exist as a protected group under the Genocide Convention.
The panel of 17 judges has ruled Myanmar must also protect evidence of crimes that could be used in later hearings. Gambia took Myanmar to court in November last year over the Rakhine crisis.
Well, it argued that Myanmar had violated the 1948 Genocide Convention by violently expelling more than 700,000 Rohingya Muslims since October 2016. Myanmar has long denied the allegations.
In an opinion piece published ahead of today's court ruling, Ms. Suu Kyi again denied genocide. She claims Rohingya refugees had exaggerated the extent of abuses against them.
And for more on this ruling, Lucy Hoff joins us from The Hague. Lucy, so is the court's ruling unprecedented?
In many ways, it is unprecedented, yes. This is the smallest country in continental Africa, the Gambia, who's brought this case to the United Nations highest court, the ICJ, here in The Hague, a court that normally deals with legal disputes between nations, but this time countries that are some 7,000 miles apart. This is a court that normally deals between disputes between neighbouring countries, but this is a case that the Gambia's Attorney General Abubakar Tambadou took a personal interest in. He read the UN report published in 2018 about what had happened, the plight of the Rohingya people in Myanmar, in Rakhine State in August 2017. He then visited a refugee camp where he said he felt the stench of genocide. He then decided to bring this case forward, having won the support of the OIC, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, a trial that came here to The Hague last month for an extraordinary 3-day hearing in which, of course, we have that personal appearance from Aung San Suu Kyi herself. She stood defending her country against these allegations of genocide, that same denial she has made this week in that opinion piece you were just referring to. But 17 judges here at the ICJ have rejected her arguments, and they have said that these emergency measures must be imposed to protect the Rohingya minority in Myanmar.
Yeah, Lucy, the bell tolls, it seems. How will the court ensure, though, that Myanmar is held accountable?
Well, essentially, this puts Myanmar under supervision. It's essentially a sort of restraining order. Myanmar must now report back within 4 months to the ICJ, and from there on in, 6 months after that. Checking in, it also prevents Myanmar from any further destruction of evidence of genocide that could form part of any further hearings into whether genocide has taken place. It sets the foundation for a fuller hearing to take place, a full investigation into what happened in Myanmar in August 2017.
All right, many thanks for that. Lucy Hoff speaking to us from The Hague. Now for the latest from Myanmar, our correspondent May Wong joins us live from Yangon. May, what's been the reaction so far to the ruling?
The Myanmar society has been divided on this issue from the get-go, and today was no different at all. They continue to be divided, not just the people that I spoke to, but also clearly on social media, on Facebook. One camp continues to staunchly support Aung San Suu Kyi, saying that they're disappointed, they're saddened by the judge's verdict on this matter, saying that they cannot agree as to how the judges can determine that there is genocide or that there is genocidal intent taking place in this country. So they're extremely disappointed with this, saying that this may eventually further impact the already tarnished reputation that Myanmar is experiencing at this stage, and this may also further drive away potential business investors who are closely watching this particular outcome. Also, in addition to that, you've got the other camp that is actually fighting and asking for greater justice, for greater accountability, and an end to impunity. And in fact, this camp says that this is considered a good day for Myanmar. Good day not just for the Rohingyas, because the judges have ruled in that sense, but also a good day for the other ethnic communities, because this other camp believes that the military personnel, security forces, as well as some using political powers to try and wipe out certain ethnic communities here. And so the judge's decision will hopefully snowball into more genuine efforts to try and stop this kind of discriminatory actions against not just the Rohingyas, as I mentioned, but also against the ethnic communities like Rakhine, like Kachin, like the Shan communities. And so the two communities are still very much divided on this, but eventually the worry is also that there may be a backlash now based on this decision against the Rohingyas, against the Muslims already facing that in Myanmar.
All right, May, with this ruling, are we expecting State Counsellor Aung San Suu Kyi to take action?
In a way, you can expect her to take action, but I guess the question is what kind of action will be taken. Aung San Suu Kyi has always said that the country is working very hard. The country has set up multiple committees to study, to investigate their own wrongdoings. In fact, recently we all know that the government appointed commission has actually released a report to say that yes, war crimes were being committed, crimes against humanity were being committed, but not genocide. And they have actually said that they will study this, they will prosecute, they will investigate the matters and try and convict the perpetrators. But a lot of the people on the other side also are not really convinced that Myanmar will be able to do that, because they question the judicial system. When it comes to the judicial system, Aung San Suu Kyi, as you mentioned earlier, in a latest opinion article, actually said that Myanmar must be given time. She has said that time and again, and she has reiterated that to say that Myanmar must be given time to sort out its problems, because this is a history that they have to deal with and a baggage that they have had to deal with from the previous governments. And so she's calling on the international community once again to allow them time to sort out their own domestic problems and to take it at their own pace, because they understand Myanmar and they can understand how to tackle the issues on their own. More importantly, she has said that you can't expect the international community or the international justice system to just jump in and try to interfere in that sense. And so Myanmar needs to continue to try and build greater peace, greater stability, as well as greater collaboration going forward between the two communities. But then I need to emphasize that many people are really skeptical that Myanmar will be able to really perform up to standard, also because this is an election year for Myanmar.
All right, thanks for that. May Wong speaking to us in Yangon.